Ah, awesome. Yep. Okay. Take two. Hello. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of Streamers Unmasked, where I find out that if you mute a source in one window, it's still muted in another window. This is the podcast where you get to find out the lives, loves, and maybe even libations of the streamers that we fill our lives with. Why am I doing Streamers Unmasked, and why am I doing the intro twice? Well, first off, I'm doing the intro twice because I muted myself. Second off, streaming and content creation in general is very, very hard, very difficult. Whether you're creating content to hang out with friends, show off your skills in the video game to the world, to become rich and famous, or to just have a damn good time, no matter your motivations, it is hard. There's literally a million people at any given time you can be competing with, and there's about 1,000 different variables that go into how your stream's going to go. You're putting yourself out there in hopes to connect with others with a chance of every time you're going live, there being nobody there, nobody to listen. If a streamer on Twitch streams to nobody, do they make a sound? I don't know. Some people actually don't. Some people do. Either way, streamers are everyday people with real lives, feelings, hopes, and real expectations. The name for our podcast comes from a poem by Paul Laurence Dunbar called "We Wear the Mask." It reads, "We wear the mask that lins and grinds." I'm so done today already. Anyway, we wear the mask that grins and lies. It hides our cheeks and shades our eyes. This debt we pay to human guile. With torn and bleeding hearts we smile, and mouths with myriad subtleties. Why should the world be overwise, in counting all our tears and sighs? Nay, let them only see us while we wear the mask. We smile, but oh great Christ our cries. To thee from tortured souls arise. We sing, but oh the clay is vile, beneath our feet and along the mile. We'll let the world dream otherwise. We wear the mask. Every day in our lives, we go out, we put a brave face on, we hide our true selves behind these masks that we wear everywhere. That's how I interpret this poem. And I feel like it's important to notice that as streamers, we often wear bigger and fancier masks, try to entertain everybody, and we won't always share whether or not we're having a good or bad day, or whether something's bothering us, or whether something in Twitch is bothering us, or anything like that, because we strive to give everybody else a good show. The format of the podcast, we start with real-life questions, move into gaming questions, finish with some streaming questions. There will be time for audience questions towards the end, as you know, Channel Point Redemption. And that is about all you need to know. Without further ado, may I introduce this week's guest, the Streamers Unmasked, Nefeal Yunalesca, everybody. Look at who it is. Welcome to Streamers Unmasked. Nef, how are you doing today? I'm okay. A little bit tired, but otherwise, we are doing okay. So, Nef, can't hear him. Can you not hear him? I could, literally die. Can you talk again? Yo, this is so not cool. Can we not do this? Audio output capture. This is broken. I am so not, with it. Okay, let's try this again. Talk. Absolute bullshit. Oh, man, why are we doing this? Don't do this to me. Do this, and let's try it one more time.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we got it.
There we go.
I've had such bad audio issues every stream, and of course it came here. Of course it did. Why wouldn't it? Yeah, easy money. Welcome, Nef. I'm glad everybody can hear you now.
Mm-hmm.
Totally not the episode where we have every sort of issue in the world. Not that episode. That's not this one.
I usually bring bad luck.
I don't think you do. You did bring something else on the podcast with you. What did you bring on the podcast with you today, Nef?
I brought my cat. She's the real star of my stream. She's just down here.
And the master's
There's
still on.
Yuna.
They were still on, Betty. They were. Well, we had to hide Yuna till the last moment because Nef asked if Yuna could be on, and we set this up. So long as the stream doesn't crash, we are good, and Yuna can hang out with us tonight.
Nice. I'm the first one to bring my cat.
You are. You're the first person to think of it. I'm just glad that a cat cam costs less CPU usage than literally anything else I've tried to do this week.
Right.
Me all week try to add something to my stream. Flatlines. It all dies. Me on Streamers Unmasked. After the audio issues are fixed, we can have a cat cam. Alright, so how are you doing today, Nef?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I've been off work, so I had time to rest. I'm feeling great.
Are you excited to be here, kind sir?
Always. Every single day, but especially today.
For starters, how about we get some of the most basic information out there? Things you want to share, anything like how old you are, where are you from, what do you do
from
for
France.
a living? You're from France?
Mm-hmm. But I live in the US now.
How old are you, sir?
But I am 26. I think, I'm not sure.
That's way too real for me because like people ask how old I am and I'll like look in the air and go and then they'll be like, you know how old you are, and I'm like, I mean, not particularly.
I'm always confused if I'm 26 or 27, but I think I'm 26. Thank God my wife is here to help.
What do you do for a living?
So right now I just work at Walmart. I'm part-time. And I stream. That is basically all I do at the moment.
For some reason this just popped in my head, by the way. Did you know that some places in the world, when you're born, you're considered to be a year old? So
no.
Yeah, different places. Where? Don't quote. No, I'm not gonna tell you where because I'm gonna be like considered like I'm probably wrong. I know there are places, but if I tell you where and I'm wrong, then I'm the asshole. So I'll just be the asshole in my normal way, not in a different way today.
That's fair.
But in Mexico, you're considered an adult if you're 18 instead of 21. I just found this out today.
Yeah, same in France, actually.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can drink alcohol at 18. You can do whatever you want at 18. You can drive, drink, whatever you want.
Whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you want. Yeah, I thought it was China, but I didn't want to be wrong. What is your educational background, Nef?
It's kind of rough. I've been studying maths, but that's not what I picked. I was basically kind of forced to do that by my father. So I followed what he said, and I did maths. But at first, I wanted to be a French teacher. So that wasn't the best way to go. But ended up doing that, and then I got a degree in mechanics, which I'm also not interested in. So I have no use for it. But yeah, that's what I did.
What is your family unit like?
My family? My family is pretty dark part, to be honest. I'm not really in contact with any of my real family anymore. I don't really have anyone left. Basically, my father was the only family I had left, and he passed away last month, I believe. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. But my new family is my friends. It's Twitch. It's my wife. It's my cat.
Sorry your dad passed away. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I feel like the dickhead being like, first question, what about your family? My dad died.
Okay.
You know what?
This is life.
I would like to ask you at this point, and I know the answer is going to be a very big surprise. Do you have any pets? Oh, there's one on the screen. Okay. Why don't you tell us about your pet then?
We have two pets.
You have two pets.
So Yuna's my cat. She's right here on the screen. She comes from France. I brought her with me in the plane. And we also have another cat who's named Lola, which is my wife's cat. And that's the emoji you can see in the chat right now.
Little emotes.
Got emotes for both of them. So Yuna is 3 years old and Lola is about to get 15. Or is she 15 already? I think she's 15.
Now, very unique to your situation, obviously. But you are an immigrant, obviously. I say obviously. Yeah. I say obviously because everybody knows. I don't mean to be. You know what?
Absolutely.
I quit today. I'm done. You know what? You talk.
So yeah, I had to.
You are an immigrant, so could you tell us a little about that? This would be normally where I ask about COVID and stuff, but I feel like let's go back to before COVID and talk about your moving to America and things like that, because that seems like something very unique to you.
Yeah. Well, all that was before COVID. I basically met Perro, which you can see in the chat. She's my wife. I met her on an online video game on Final Fantasy XIV. So we met and I'm going to put it short. She came to visit me in France and we really liked each other. We fell in love with each other. And I decided to join her basically because it made more sense for me to go to the US since I already I already know English and I didn't really have any family when I was staying here. I had a crap job. And yeah, she has her family in America. She had everything here. So there was no reason to make her move. And she doesn't talk French. So I'm the one who decided to move there. And I don't regret it.
How has being an immigrant impacted you living here?
It's been really tough at first because when you're an immigrant coming from another country, you don't have a right to work. You don't know how long you'll be able to stay. Came to visit in the storm, yeah. What's funny is the day I was supposed to go back, there was a snowstorm and my flight got canceled. That was kind of a sign that I had to stay here. And yeah, we ended up getting married. And I ended up staying here. It's been a long 2 years of process, very long 2 years. But we finally got through it and I got my permanent residence now. I'm not a citizen yet. I can apply to that in about three years. But yeah, it's been rough because it's been a long time with not working and not being sure I could stay. But I was basically living in constant fear of being deported back to France.
So they wouldn't let
So
you
I'm
get
really glad this is over.
They wouldn't let you get like a work visa or anything?
No, I went here on a tourist visa.
I feel like you definitely came in during probably the worst administration over the last lots of years for that situation, and that's just very unfortunate. And I'm
probably
kind of.
Thank God it was before COVID.
Yeah. Speaking of that, how did you have any actual impacts on your life because of the pandemic, or not really?
Not really. I'm not someone who goes much outside. I'll be honest, I'm a gamer. I spend my whole day at home. I like gaming, hang out with friends online, hang out with my wife at home. I don't do much outside. So it did impact a little bit because we couldn't go to the movies or the restaurants, but it's nothing crazy. It wasn't too bad for me.
Do you have any hobbies outside of Twitch?
I used to love climbing. Climbing was one of my passion. I don't do that anymore because there's nowhere to climb here. But yeah, I just love video games, and one of my biggest passions is animals. So not only my cat, but literally all the animals. And I do hope to have a dog soon, maybe next year, hopefully.
What kind of dog do you want?
I want an Australian Shepherd. And this is going to be rough because they need a lot of exercise. lots of exercise, and I want to train them. So that's going to be an adventure, but only one day when we get a house, because they need space, right?
But you said you work part-time at Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, that's not your choice of job. That's just,
Obviously not.
classic, you get what you get and you don't throw a fit situation.
Yeah.
What would you like to do?
I do hope to work with animals one day. I'm not sure exactly how, but that's something we're going to work on. For now, my wife is still at school. She's part-time working, she's at school, and I'm waiting for her to be done before I can do something myself. Because obviously we still need income, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I
So
mean,
just being patient.
it's nice to have something that you're passionate about and really want to do, though. I feel like
Yeah.
it's a mix of, like, obviously you're being patient and you're waiting and you're supporting Pedal,
Mhm.
but I think it's also, like, a very attainable situation, right? Like,
I think it is.
you don't have to be a vet to work with animals, and hopefully you can find something that you really like to do, because
Mhm.
that'd be awesome if you could just, like, I mean, I know somebody who's like a pet sitter, even something like that. It's just where you would probably just be
Yeah.
there, just like, oh.
Exactly.
Do you enjoy reading?
Reading, I used to. Honestly, not anymore. I don't really read books anymore. But I used to read Harry Potter's and Aragon and all this good stuff. I used to spend my whole days doing that.
Okay, what's
But
better,
now I
Aragon
found
or
video
Harry Potter?
games. It's hard to say. I really love both. I think I love more Aragon's universe, I would say. I like more fantasy, dragons, stuff like that.
I feel like anybody who went through the whole cycle would have probably come out the other end liking that more.
Hmm.
But Harry Potter is obviously bigger and more hyped. 'Cause
Yeah,
I have like a hidden passion for Aragon, where like it's almost sad that the movie was so bad,
I agree.
because it was like it made no room. Like the Harry Potter first couple movies, like they skipped some stuff, whatever. But like the
Hmm.
movie was so bad, there was no room to make a second or a third or even a fourth. It was
It
just,
really was a mistake.
oh man, like oh,
Such a shame because
you
the
couldn't
books
have
were
done this
so
some,
good.
you could not have done this a little bit of justice.
Yeah.
How do you take in your media? Do you have cable, Netflix? How do you handle that situation?
Uh, we do have sometimes Netflix, sometimes Hulu. That's that's what we use. We usually don't have both at the same time, though.
So it mostly then like one or the other, and then you're like YouTube, Twitch, no cable,
Yeah,
obviously. It
yeah.
sounds like.
No, when I'm on my own, I'm mostly watching YouTube or Twitch. I do watch shows only with pedal, though. Usually
Do
not on my own.
you like anime at all?
We love anime. We do. I
What are
watch.
some of your preferred animes then?
One of my favorite is it's hard to pick. Right now, we're watching Fairy Tail with pedal, and I forgot how much I love this anime. But I think one of my favorite aside from that is ReZero. Have you watched that one?
No, I anime is like my secret, like something I would love to do, but every time I see a good anime, they're already like 4 seasons deep, and I'm like, I will have no chance to ever
Yeah,
watch this.
that's true.
Like, I watched most of Naruto. I watched some One Piece.
Hmm.
Never even got back into One Piece because of how many there were, and it's just like, I mean, the closest I get to anime anymore is if a new Studio Ghibli movie comes out, we will
Oh yeah,
definitely get on that.
I love those.
What
And
is
I
your
see
favorite
Food Wars in the
Ghibli?
chat. I see Food Wars in the chat, and I really like this anime. I actually watched it with pedal. It's really fun.
Food Wars is an anime?
Hmm. Maybe you would like it.
Is it fighting foodons or is it something else?
Yeah, it's pretty much that.
Okay.
It's kind of
Because
like
I've
I
seen
guess it's
this.
kind of
I've
like
seen
Top
Fighting
Chef, you
Food
know.
Wars. Sorry, Fighting Food
Um,
Wars. I've seen Fighting Foodons forever ago.
yeah, it's kind of like Hell's Kitchen. but is in an anime.
Oh, then it's not
It's
Fighting
really good.
Furious. Fighting Foodons is
Yeah.
like
I guess it's a little different.
they make dishes that become monsters when they make them good enough.
Yeah. No, it's not that. It's not like that. And for your other questions, I think my favorite Ghibli is I say Ghibli. I don't know if we say Ghibli or Ghibli. Anyway, I love
Both.
Princess Mononoke and House Moving Castle. Those are my two absolute favorite.
House is just the best. I mean, I respect the fact that you said Mononoke next to it instead of like the classic. I feel like everybody always says Spirited Away or Kiki's.
Spirited Away is really good too.
Yeah,
Would be a close third.
I understand like the accessibility of those because when my first Spirited Away and Kiki were both old school Cartoon Network, so I understand it. But Howl's Moving Castle is by far the best, and I say this from my throne of Howl's Moving Castle love. Do you? Okay, never mind. I won't even ask it like that. What's your favorite Disney movie? There we go. Because if you don't like Disney, that's a whole different conversation that we're not having.
No, I do like Disney. Probably The Lion King. Probably because it's one of the first ones I watched when I was a kid, and I still love it up to this day. We actually been to watch the last one that released last year, I think, last summer, something like that, and it was really good. I really liked it.
What kind of food do you like?
Anything that is not spicy. Really. So I'm actually vegetarian. I don't eat any meat. We've been trying to go vegan for a while, but there's just not many options right now where we live. Yeah, pepper is spicy. Pepper is really spicy.
Like a green pepper?
This is
Or like
just
pepper,
regular
like
pepper
that you
is
put-
yeah.
My
even
kids
that
think
is
that
spicy.
black pepper is spicy though.
Like I'm so white that barbecue sauce is almost too spicy for me. That's how much. But yeah,
Imagine if
I love a
somebody
lot of
came at you with
things.
Frank's.
I would say I'm not a big fan of vegetables, but I still eat a bunch of them. I don't think I'm that difficult.
Do you cook?
I cook very simple things. My wife would be the cook here. She knows much better than me, and she makes really good dishes. But yeah, I do simple things once in a while.
What is your favorite food then? Sorry, I feel like I glanced over that. My brain's totally working.
My favorite food is something I don't eat anymore because I went vegetarian. But I think it would be, I don't know if you have an equivalent in English, but that would be la raclette. It's basically potatoes with cheese that you melt. You just melt your cheese, you put it on your potatoes, and you have a whole side of different meats. But obviously, I don't eat meat anymore, and I don't really miss it. Aside from that, I love salmon so much, but I still eat once in a while.
There are people who are pescatarian, which are people who only eat like seafood and no meat other than seafood.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like you said you were going to go in the other direction of it, where you're trying to be vegan. So I don't want to be like, yeah, you should do that, but it's definitely an option.
There's just not many options here where we live, so we cannot live in the middle of nowhere.
I couldn't go without cheese. I'm not gonna lie to anybody. I can eat vegetarian meals, but I couldn't do no cheese.
Cheese is really hard for me because cheese is in my blood. I'm French.
cheese is I don't want to say cheese is life, but at the same time, cheese is life.
Yeah, cheese is life. I agree.
Do you have a good walkout story?
What do you mean by that?
So, like, I wrote these questions when I had walked out of work one day because lots of things. So, like, walking out of work, like, fuck this, I'm out. I say walk out too because I didn't get fired, by the way.
Not really like that, but I have something very similar. I used to work in a company where I was a basic employee, and I was still at school back then, so it was just a job for the summer for 2 months. And I ended up just saying the manager was a dickhead and wasn't doing his job. And the director actually offered me a promotion. I know it sounds kind of crazy, and I had to decline because I was still at school. I couldn't just stay working.
You know
But this
what?
guy ended up getting fired because I was doing his job, and he got fired, and they offered me to take his place. So that was very fun.
I just like that turnaround. You know what? He is kind of an asshole. Want his job.
Yeah, that was very funny.
All right. Well, time to move on to either your favorite or least favorite category. Okay. Gonna move into some of the gaming questions. Okay, enough.
All right.
Do you like video games?
Let me think about this one. I'm not so sure. Yes, fuck yes.
I can't even take it out because of the number of people that said no. Like I can't like do like a little mental tally of like, is it 50-50 yet? Because there's so many people just straight up went nope. I don't like video games.
I don't think I would be here if I didn't.
Would you consider yourself a nerd video game master?
Yeah, definitely. Gotta call a cat a cat.
Are you good at video games?
I like to think I am, yes. Not at all of them, though. But
Well, no.
most of them.
I say I'm a professional video game player, as in skill cap, not as in getting paid to do it. Okay.
Oh, no.
But I won't touch shooters. I straight
Not a
up
Link's
just.
Awakening.
I mean, there are some games. there's some
Next
games. Sometimes video games can. Ooh, this is a good one then. Do you ever get mad at video games? I like this line of questioning.
I don't get mad much at video games, but I do get mad at online players that play with me sometimes if I'm playing an online game. Not so much at the game itself, but sometimes I do.
So, like, I have this thing, right, where I like hard video games, but I want them to be like fairly hard, and I think that probably makes sense to you. Like, I like a Dark Souls where like it's like you feel your mistake when you make it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like
Exactly.
you know that if you played it better, as opposed to like some situations in like Mario Sunshine, where like the controls are just bullshit and you die because of that. Not to name any games. But I get like angry when I feel like the video game is failing.
Yeah, it's fair. So sometimes the game is just not well optimized, or something doesn't suit you, and you can't like you can get a good grasp of it, and you just end up dying and dying and dying. And sometimes you rage because of that. But I like to say usually the problem is sitting between the screen and the chair. Usually. It can be the controller, but it can be you.
Are you an Xbox person? PlayStation,
Absolutely
PC?
not. PlayStation, PC, Switch. I never had an Xbox, and I don't think I would ever have an Xbox.
You've never even had, not even a 360?
No. I don't hate Xbox if there's just nothing for me on there. Everything I want is on PlayStation, so why would I pick Xbox?
I mean, I feel that. I think that the PlayStation library at this point is just like, if I had to get rid of one of them, you know, I mean, it would clearly be Xbox. It'd be like, for every Halo and Gears of War, there's a God of War.
Honestly, I would go Xbox if I wasn't Xbox exclusive, but I would love, but first, not really.
Do you prefer multiplayer games or single player games?
I don't really have a preference. I love both, but if multiplayer, I prefer co-op games rather than PvP. usually. I still play some PvP games, but I prefer to play with friends instead of playing versus someone.
What kind of co-op multiplayer games are you playing?
I played a lot with friends. Um, do I have any examples right now? Um, I don't know. Sometimes we just play
I think
Pokemon
Final
and
Fantasy
do.
14 is a good one. Like
Yeah, that's a good one.
I feel like that's
Obviously,
like the perfect example of a co-op
yeah. When we talk
multiplayer game
about this, I'm not
experience.
thinking MMOs.
Yeah,
I was. Yeah, Monster Hunter is a good one too.
I
Thank God
thought
my
that's
wife
what
is
you were
here.
trying to like downplay. You were like, no, I'm not one of the best Final Fantasy 14 players. Well, you're the best. You're the best one I know. Period. But
Yeah, I do love 14. I have nearly 30K hours into that game. So that's how much I played it in 8 years. So since its release day one.
do you?
Yeah, I do love playing Monster Hunter with friends. I do love that. Um, Usually I play all these games with friends from friends.
I mean, that's
So yeah, I
nice.
play Monster Hunter. I used to play Dissidia a lot, which is with friends in co-op, but also PvP. For people who know that game is basically dead now. So
I mean, I saw it at Walmart for $10 and I almost picked it up, but
yeah, no, sadly the game is dead.
I just is that the fighting one?
Yeah, it's a fighting one. It's 3v3. And basically what killed the game is the online. Because all this game is about online, most of it. And this game works with peer-to-peer. They don't have servers. So it's constantly lagging. So people just abandon the game.
Yeah. Do you yell "we" very loudly when playing games with your friends?
It's exaggerating. Gee, I'm a little loud
Oh
sometimes,
my
but
god,
not
I'm
that bad.
sorry. I just thought that was the funniest shit ever. Cause I do I'd so do that, but I never thought about doing it in other languages, and now it's just
Yeah,
hilarious to me.
she loves doing that. I know I can count on
Oh
her.
man, that's amazing.
Uh,
Oh, I'm sorry. I just we.
yeah, thank you, wife. Always got my back on.
Oh man, it just caught me off guard. Oh man. But you would though, like that makes total sense to me. But in my head, I never thought of that. Right? Like you would do, like if you're speaking French to them, you would do the same. You wouldn't start screaming. Yes, that wouldn't make any
Yeah,
sense.
right.
Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, it's cool.
Do you get competitive in video games then?
In some of them, yes. I actually, well, speaking of a Dissidia again, I actually won a French tournament, and
Oh shit.
I won a PS4 Pro and a large TV. Actually, I won from that, and I'm also competitive in 14. I'm trying to be in the top ranks, which I am achieving a few times. Yeah.
I think that one thing, and I know this is like a segue back because my train of thought got distracted by actually a very similar conversation. Because
Hmm.
you're saying you play a lot with your friends from France. I think that's
Yeah.
something that's nice, and I've definitely did that a little bit, but same time zone's a little bit different. But it's nice that you can connect over a video game with your friends and still share and enjoy something, even though they're still in France and you're in America.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, I love that. We wouldn't have much contact anymore if we were not playing video games, I guess.
I mean, I
This
have a
is
friend
something
that
that
I
brings
probably wouldn't
us on a
talk.
daily basis, just to play together, you know?
I mean, I don't know. Video games are so much more than what they used to be.
Yeah,
Met
they
your
really
wife
are.
through Final Fantasy 14.
Hmm. I also
Um,
met my two best friends through video games.
and then you have your friends in France who you can still play with now. And I totally
Hmm.
get the whole like. Listen, I have friends that I was playing League of Legends with 6 years after, um, I was done. Like didn't see them, and then I also have a friend who, when I stopped being able to play video games with, they don't talk to me anymore. So
Yeah, that's sad.
I mean, it happens. I that's a whole situation. Like
Yeah,
we were working together and we were playing video games together, and then I started working somewhere else, and he was on a completely different schedule than mine because he works overnights
hmm
and etc. etc. I also just don't. If somebody, I'm bad. It doesn't matter. If somebody doesn't text me, I'll just be like, "Well, you could have texted me at any point." I do it with like
right.
my mom too. Like, well, you have a phone and I'm busy, so feel free to call me up when you're not busy.
Yeah,
Are you a
but no,
video game? What?
no, I just feel like on a way we can't just blame the other ones for not contacting you if you don't contact them as well. It's
Oh,
it's a
yeah.
two-way situation, you know.
Well, no. So the thing is that yeah, I'm probably wrong. I think, but like I just like I wouldn't get mad at my mom for not texting me or calling me,
That's
but
fair.
at the same like she doesn't work or anything, so if she wanted to talk to me, I'm only one call away. As I said, this is probably just me, and I'm probably wrong.
hmm
Um,
Wife, drop it. Just roasting me.
are you a completionist in video games, or are you
Um,
into more of a quickie?
Usually completionist for most games I love, especially Final Fantasies, Kingdom Hearts, and RPGs in general. But if I play some other kind of games, but sometimes I'm just gonna quick play through them. There's lots of games I haven't completely finished just because they were not my cup of tea, I guess. But yeah, if I love them, usually I 100% them.
Do you ever rush games a little bit on stream?
Actually, no, I don't. I don't do that. What I do, on the other hand, is preparing the stream. So if I feel like I would have to grind, for example, I'm going to do it off stream because I don't feel like people want to watch endless grind. So sometimes I do get ready for the next stream and get some levels, or yeah, depending on the game.
And your favorite kind of games are the role playing games, which would have slightly more grinding than like a
Yeah.
lot of platformers or Metroidvanias would.
hmm And I also do a lot of challenges. I think you saw some of them,
Yeah.
like Final Fantasies with one character, or that Kingdom Hearts 3 on level 1, critical. Um, some of them require a lot of grind, not especially XP, but sometimes it's items or upgrade items or stuff like that. And I try to do that off stream.
What is the first video game console that you played?
Um, so we used to have two when I was a kid. That was my dad's consoles. He had a PS1 and a 64, and I played the PS1 first. My very first game was Final Fantasy VIII, actually, which I know you will love.
I am a Final Fantasy
Yeah.
fan. I most definitely am. I
hmm
I probably held on to my Final Fantasy VIII love for a little too long. But to be fair, I never replayed it before I was like, okay, so the system is broken.
yeah.
Like, because I started replaying it on stream as an adult, and I was like, so I get how, yeah, maybe the whole draw system. I don't think, mind you, I don't think the junction system's wrong. I think it's the draw
Yeah.
system
No,
and the
it's not
fact that
bad.
you draw 2 or 3 magics at a time. I think it's a very easily
hmm
fixed. Like all you do is you tone down the numbers on the junctions, and then you make it so you draw a spell. I mean, this is my opinion, by the way. I could be wrong, but you draw a spell and you just learn the spell, and then you can junction it and just tone down some of the
Yeah.
numbers. Like instead of making 99 fires very strong, make 99. Sorry, make Faraga strong,
Yeah, I get
just
that.
not overpowered. So there's more of a balance to it.
hmm But luckily, you can also craft magics,
That's
so
very true.
that helps. Yeah. I actually started playing this game. I didn't even know how to read, so I had no clue what I was doing. Especially as it's a story game, you know. It's a heavy story game, so I didn't know what I was doing.
Somehow, as a child, I got to the end of the game, and I think you could spam the GFs to win a lot of battles, and I think that's what happened.
Yeah.
I think I literally just spammed them, and then I leveled them up as I spammed, and I never learned how to junction a single thing the whole time. So then I got to the end of the game, and you're like in the like final area where you need to get to the final boss, and I never got past. Like I'd get to her, and then she'd instantly kill me, and I would be like, "What's this?"
That's the thing. During the game, you can just spam it, and they take damage instead of you. So it's very easy.
Yeah, until you get to the end when you have to actually not use GFs because the command's taken away. And then you're like, well, what do I need? Well, I got killed in this fight, so I need to get items. I digress. I could talk about Final Fantasy VIII for probably too long.
Yeah.
What was the first video game console you ever played on?
We just did that one. That's PS1.
Did I seriously say that?
Yes.
Yo, oh my god. You said, yeah, and that's where fuck me. That's why you said Final Fantasy. You know what? Wow. Sometimes, when I say my brain doesn't work, right?
Happens to the best of us.
I just want to know, you all to know that I was being serious. Ask a question. Respond vigorously to it. Forget you asked the question to begin with. Oh my god. Oh. What is the first video game you ever fell in love with? I'm gonna go in my corner and cry.
We kind of did that one too, so Final Fantasy VIII.
Well, I was making sure that was the one that was for it. I did not ask that one. Admittedly, I didn't ask that. I don't think.
No.
Okay, good.
If I had to pick another one, though, that would be FF10.
FF10. That's fair.
FF10 is a big love. To be honest.
Did you play 9 in between them or no?
Yes, I did play 8, then 9, and then 7. And I love all of those.
This being said, what is your favorite video game of all time, and why is it not FF10?
It is FF10.
Oh, okay, damn.
Yeah. And you knew it.
Well, it could have been 14, right? Like
no.
Yeah,
14 is an MMO.
Something to do
can
with
never become my favorite.
Your name and the cat and all this other stuff.
No, FF10 is way up there. 8 is very, very close second, but FF10 is the top. This is why my cat down here is named Yuna. That is why, and this is why my channel's theme is Yuna and FF10 in general.
I don't believe you. It's not like you have Yuna emotes.
Oh, this is why.
Actually,
when I started streaming, it was very obvious to me what my channel would look like. It was very obvious. I just thought I have to make it FF10 related, and I did.
True story. You met somebody who named their daughter Yuna the other day.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was yesterday, I think.
Yesterday or the day before, I'm not sure. All I know is all of a sudden somebody was like, we were in Trank's channel and somebody you went AFK for a minute, and then somebody goes, oh, I named my daughter Yuna, and I was just like, I swear to God, he was just here. Where did he go?
Yeah, and I think it's a beautiful name.
Oh, somebody that we don't know. So there would be there's no chance. Like you'd have to ask Trank, and then Trank would have to tell you who it is because I couldn't tell you their name. I know that their daughter's name is Yuna, but I don't know their name on Twitch. Cause I'm great. What video games are you hooked on right now?
Right now, I would say the games I'm playing on stream. So I'm playing Demon's Souls, which I'm really loving, the remake on PS5, and I'm playing through Ender Lilies, which is a game I recommended to you, and you finished it before I even played it. But
Under
I'm loving
Lilies is
that.
amazing.
It's really good. It's basically a mix between, let's say, Hollow Knight and Dark Souls.
I see a lot of influences in it. I also would put Salt and Sanctuary, but that's art direction more than anything else.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, somewhere in there, and then the movement ability is like, I don't know. I feel like it took some from either Ori or the Messenger, depending on what you want to call the influencers for it.
Yeah,
But it was, oh god, I love that game. I probably
it's
should
pretty good so far.
do a giveaway where I give that game away. Or maybe I should just give people the game I said I would give them before my internet crashed.
That's funny because the person I read it today, I talked to her about the game and she got convinced to try it. So I'm glad I can make people play that game.
Well, it's not expensive either. Like it's
Yeah, it's affordable.
like, so I think that like it's just I just really like that game. I really do.
That's not gonna happen, wife.
Do you ever get do you ever get emotional? There we go. Over video games.
Yes, I did cry many times. I think the first time I cried on a video game was the end of FF10 when Teachers goes through Yuna. I think that's the first time I cried. Actually, maybe earlier on in the game. I'm not sure. I don't remember. I was like 10 years old. But yeah, I do.
What game have you played, or games, I guess, that surprised you? Oh no, I guess it is one game. What game did you play that surprised you the most in either a good or a bad way?
That's hard to say. I would say maybe Okami. Okami is, if Final Fantasy did not exist, that would be my favorite game of all time. And I don't think a lot of people actually know that game. It's a very classic Japanese art style, and it's kind of a Zelda. But instead of Link, you control a wolf, and it's honestly it's one of the best game ever. It has very weird mechanics that I've never seen in any other games. Beautiful soundtrack. It looks beautiful. It looks like a classic Japanese painting all the time. Honestly, I think people should try this game. It's like they actually have an HD remaster on Switch.
Some people. Oh man. What are your biggest video game accomplishment?
So I have to pick one of them.
No.
Biggest accomplishment. If I had to be realistic, probably winning the French tournament, which I told about earlier. I mean that's a national tournament, and I won that, so I was pretty proud of it.
Honestly, I would be super excited if I won something even half that value playing video games. Not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
You could give me like $10 and I'd be like, oh yeah.
And I guess it wasn't crazy. It was probably €1,000 worth. But
I mean,
yeah.
you said it. You got a TV. Well, the TV plus the Pro, and this was not now. So
yeah, that was in 2018, I believe.
oh, so the Pro was probably worth like 500 itself. So yeah, that's not a bad like. And then you don't have to buy a PS4 Pro, and you all win. What makes the video game fun or unfun to you?
Basically everything about a video game can make it fun or unfun. Everything. It can be the graphics, it can be the soundtrack, it can be the story, it can be the gameplay, or it can be everything combined. Everything can be amazing. There are some games I don't really love, but I love the soundtrack, and I just listen to the soundtrack of the game without playing it. So yeah, there's many things that you can love. For example, FF8, I love the story of FF8. I don't think it has the best gameplay, as we talked about, but I love the story.
That's very true. It definitely doesn't have the best gameplay. Much as it
Hmm.
hurts me to say, much as it hurts me to say. I like that you added soundtrack in because that's something I've been noticing a lot more lately. Totally not because when good music starts playing, other people start saying, "Oh, the music in this." That's not why. I
Yeah.
never really recognized. Like, I always liked video game music, like Simple and Clean, and the FF8 soundtrack and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But I guess I never realized how much good music adds to an experience in a game.
Yeah.
Ender Lilies is one where I know somebody was saying the music can be a little bit repetitive at times if you're staying in an area, but I feel like the music really hits in the right spots with
It
like
really does.
I mean even in within a boss fight sometimes like the music will ramp up and you'll be like, why is the music ramping up?
Hmm. You know that feeling when you start a boss fight and the music is changing. You're like, wow.
Oh, this
Yeah.
this music just got really intense on me. I'm about to get fucked up. If you could make a video game, what would the video game be like?
If I could make a video game, I think I would make a some kind of Final Fantasy, um, mixed with a very, very Japanese environment, you know, like, and very Japanese soundtrack. I think I would mix Okami and Final Fantasy, to be honest, because those are my two biggest loves in video games. So
So
I think that's what I would do.
good music, RPG,
And a very unique art style. As much as I love like very beautiful graphics and very like 7 Remake, I think it looks beautiful. But
yeah,
I love when something has an identity. Like you see the art style and you know which game it is.
yeah,
That's something I loved with Octopath Traveler, for example. I think it has a unique art style.
yeah.
And
It's its own.
yeah.
How about difficulty? Would it be one where you can pick the difficulty, or would it be like a Dark Souls experience? Any
If I
idea?
created it for me, if I created it just for me, it would be hard as fuck. I can tell you that much.
I mean,
Because
you're
I
allowed to
love
do that.
difficulty.
This is your video game. You can make it very hard. I
Yeah.
like this.
But if I made it in the mindset of making other people play it, I would I would make an option to adjust the difficulty, obviously, because I don't think many people like the way I like it. I know you do. You like when it's super hard, and I do too.
I
But
feel
some
like
people
there's
just
you
want
can
to play for
strike
the
a
story.
balance between impossible and just a little bit hard.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't. I don't know. I don't know. This is just me. I would just go with I like the phrase tough but fair, and I feel like we could both agree on that as far as like a game
Hmm.
goes. Like, make it difficult, but don't make it feel like you got bullshitted. And I feel
Yeah.
like that can be achieved. It's hard. I'm not
Hmm.
saying it's easy, but I
But
understand. There are people in the world that don't want to play a hard game, so it might be better to do difficulty.
not too long ago, I did this Kingdom Hearts 3 run on critical level 1, and that's actually a really good example because it's super fucking hard, but it's not unfair. It's only skill, really. You can say
They,
what once in a while something happens, but I think it's a really good challenge. And if you're good at it, you can make it happen.
I think they scaled that game really good so that it wasn't completely impossible to do. Like, which was interesting to see because
Mm.
they could have easily made that literally not possible.
Yeah.
But they did not. So that's always cool. Name 3 to 5 games that are on your bucket list, Nef.
My bucket list?
Bucket list.
What is a bucket list?
A bucket list would be games that you just have to play.
Like if I had to pick 5 games for the rest of my days.
No. A bucket list is like coming up. Like you want to play. I mean,
Oh.
I would think of it as sooner, but like before
Okay,
you.
okay.
Bucket list was like something you're gonna do before you die. But like, obviously, this isn't that intense because it's video games.
Yeah, obviously. Well, definitely FF16. That's definitely going to be one of them. The remake part 2 as well. What else is coming up? Let me think. I don't think there's many games I'm very excited for at the moment besides those two. Um, Obviously, if there's any new Kingdom Hearts, that's going to be part of it.
I mean, you didn't say God of War Ragnarok, so you're already off my Christmas list.
Yeah, not really.
No Christmas cards for you, Nef.
Mm.
And it's
No,
not
that's
just
fine.
because I don't send them out. It's because of this game selection issue.
I actually have God of War, and I need to play it at some point.
What about games that are already out that you haven't played, though? Are there any of those that you really want to get to?
Yes, actually, there's all these Zeldas I want to play, but I haven't had a chance to play yet. Some of them are old. I want to play Twilight Princess. I want to play what's this one? Wind Waker, and the new remaster on Switch, Skyward Sword. But I'm just not willing to pay $60 for a remaster because it doesn't bring anything new. It's the same game as 10 years ago.
I mean, I feel like the unfortunate part about that is that it's not going to go down in price, right?
That's Nintendo, so it's not very likely.
Breath of the Wild is still $60, right?
Mm-hmm. Breath of the Wild was on sale not too long ago.
I mean, it'll go on sale, which makes sense. But I mean, if you just go into the store, it's like 50 or 60 still. And that released on the Wii U. Let's not talk about it. I know that one of the Zeldas that definitely should be on your wish list, bucket list, whatever you want to call it, is Zelda 2, right? I mean,
I don't think so. I actually have it, but no.
Oh,
I tried it once and never tried it again.
That's understandable. That's a pick it up and put it down kind of game, if you ask me.
Mad respect for you playing that.
I did not play through the whole thing. I do have the one single VOD of me playing 3 hours and then getting so unreasonably mad. Because, like, I feel like a lot of the game was, like, rough. And then you get reset in the same town every time. So you have to go through the same bullshit area. It's almost like that one Yoshi level in Mario Sunshine.
That was a good one.
Alright. Fine, I attacked you over video games. Enough.
Yes.
Should move on to the streaming section. One is actually a question that people ask, so I'm going to skip a question. But how long have you been streaming?
I've been streaming for, 15 months now, I think?
My brain. I'm sorry. How long have you been streaming? You say 16 months. I tried to do the math. Months, since like last May, right? Basically.
Yeah, something like that.
Wait, would it be May? No, that wouldn't be. I'm bad. See, look, that would be March.
Yeah, I think that's about right. April, maybe.
Oh, April.
Not
15.
Exactly.
14 or 15. Why did you choose your name, Nef?
I actually, that's a funny story. I just wanted to be called Nefael, which is my usual name in games. But guess what? It was taken by somebody who doesn't stream, so I could not take it. So I ended up picking my full FF14 name, which is what I started streaming with. I started streaming with 14. So I decided to pick that name, and I just kept it.
Somebody has my name too. Like, and it's like somebody. Ooh. I don't even know if I ever told you this. So the person who has my name is somebody from France.
Oh, really?
Who
I didn't know that.
Streamed for a very short period of time. And forever ago. And now I just can't get the name I wanted. So the 0 stays and you're all stuck with it.
It makes you unique. That's fine.
It does. It makes me very unique. And I used to be hard to search until I finally got more followers than this Zell Shop person, whoever it is. Now I am the first person who I'm the first person in the list when you type in Zellshot, I think. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that.
I think if you just type Zell, we find you.
Yeah, I should be the first. There was like a Zellatos Gaming, etc., etc., etc.
Yeah, if you type Zell and just the S after that, we find you. Back in the days, we wouldn't find you that easily.
No, no, it was not a thing.
Mm.
um, what got you into streaming, Nef?
What got me into streaming? I'm not even sure. I just decided I wanted to connect with people, I think. And just one day, just like that, I downloaded Streamlabs, put on my game, and just hit go live. And I was like, see what happens.
So,
Actually, I guess I have a good friend of mine who was a streamer, and I watched her, and I was like, I would like to have that, you know? So I was like, why not me? And I figured it would take a long time to get there because she had like very flowing chat. She had lots of people already. And yeah, I decided I wanted to do like her. And she actually helped me setting up my stream.
so you were on Twitch then before you started streaming, right?
Yes, I've been on Twitch since 2014. I've been
'Cause
watching for a long time.
I actually didn't use Twitch at all until I started streaming. I found streamers through YouTube and was just like, I could do that.
You just joined Twitch and decided to be a streamer instantly.
Yes. That's what
That's kind of
happened.
cool.
That's why my stream anniversary is the day I created my account. I think 2 days later I had my actual first stream, and I am lazy, so I literally go from my account start date. It is May 1st. Is my account start date.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did a lot of research. I mean, none of my research. I mean, I did see, but when I did my research, I did see that like they were like be a established part of a community, and I was just like, that fucking ship already sailed. But you're definitely one of the people who have been on it a little bit longer. I think some people have been on Twitch and watched it a couple years, but yeah, I didn't even watch gaming YouTubes very often. I started watching because of GDQ actually.
Yeah.
I saw some Dark Souls runs and some Bloodborne runs on there, and then I started watching runs from those same people on YouTube, and then Pokemon too. Believe it or not, I am like a big fan of Pokemon speedruns. Not like the old Red speedrun where you just glitch the game and cheat.
Yeah.
It's less interesting to me, but yeah, that's what I did. I don't know why. But it must be so different for you, right? Having already like established knowing what like Twitch is and stuff. For instance, like if I were to start calling everybody chat, would that be weird to you or no?
Not really.
I think it's the fucking most absurd thing ever, and it bugs me every time somebody does it. It's like a pet peeve of mine when somebody says chat, I go, who the fuck are you talking to? And I realize that the reason it's like a Twitchism, if that's what you want to call it, right?
Yeah.
Like, wait, what just? Okay, that just broke my brain. Sorry. I think Betty wasn't following me until the middle of this podcast somehow.
She's being Nefael.
I just, it really bugged me when I heard it for the first time. But like, I get that. I get why if you were used to it, it wouldn't bother you, you know. It's just, oh man, sounds dirty. Yeah, chat. My brain's working very well, don't you worry. Do you enjoy streaming now?
Yeah, I do. I do. Even though sometimes it can be discouraging when you don't see the people you're going to see, you know? Sometimes your stream is quiet. It just happens. People can be here every day. And yeah, sometimes it's quiet and you're like, damn, I wish they were here. But not because they're just viewers, just because you every time you connect with them, you know, they kind of become your friends, your daily friends. What you want to see, you want to talk to. So, but it's always a pleasure to see familiar faces and new faces on your chat talking to you, and I think it's great just hanging out with them. several times a week. It's very good.
I think that's kind of something that I personally don't communicate very well. I'll talk about. I'll be like, oh, I get all sad, and I'll be like, oh, I don't have any views. But really, it's like you could have nobody there if you have a couple people chatting away. You would never even know, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, there are those streams where you'll have just a couple people in there, and they'll be chatting away, and it'll just be like, you would, as I said. Well, I'm just gonna repeat myself because that's me. But just you never even know. And then there are other streams where you have a lot more people in there,
Yeah.
but it's just like you're sitting there and it's quiet, and it's hard because we work so hard to support other people, to do everything right,
Mm-hmm.
everything we possibly can do, and then it just fucking roll the dice, roll a d20, see what the odds are. If you get 1 or a 20, you're going to have a good stream. Anything in the middle, well, good fucking luck.
Yep.
With Twitch, are you streaming just for fun? Do you see it as a potential job one day or / source of income, or is it a mixed bag?
I don't. It's really for fun, and I mean, obviously, the small income helps, but usually, what I get in my income from Twitch is just gonna be to buy new games just to keep streaming. So I'll just upgrade my PC, which I did recently, and okay. Um, yeah, it's really for fun. I'm just enjoying seeing people every day and chatting with them. That's what I like. I don't see it as a job ever. That's not something I want to do for a living. Just because, to in my opinion, to be realistic, it's never going to be a safe source of income. And nothing says that in 20 years I still want to stream. Maybe in 20 years I don't want to do that anymore. So yeah, that's really just for fun. And I still want to work with animals. That's my ultimate goal.
But what is the biggest, all this being said, what is the biggest you ever see yourself wanting to be on Twitch? And it doesn't have to be numbers. You don't have to give me like you can give me a feeling
Honestly,
too, right?
I think you've known me since I started streaming. You're one of my first subs. Actually, you have the badge. Um, and I always told you the same thing. I always told you my goal is simply to have a flowing chat. I just want to be able to chat at any point of the stream with friends. I'm gonna call them friends and not just viewers because they're people too. And yeah, that's my goal. I don't really care about having 10, 20, or 100 people as long as I can chat with them. That's what matters to me.
I think that's a really good goal because first off, I think that, as I said, I mentioned the feeling because a lot of people assume I need numbers, but like, wouldn't it be nice if every time you said something, like if you directed a question, somebody always answered it, and not necessarily at a specific person, but like, what do you think I should do? Cricket,
Exactly.
cricket, 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 cricket. All right, I guess I'm gonna do this. If that would never happen, that would honestly be like the best streams ever, where there was just always somebody to interact with, and I think you're one of the people I know who definitely. I mean, I think to an extent a lot of people are like this. Well, like you thrive more when you have just a little bit more going on in your stream with chat and stuff. Than
I agree, and that's also why I always have backseating allowed, because I know some people want to contribute. They want to not necessarily guide you, but give you tips or just talk about the game. That's why I have this tag on all the time. And if I really want to do a game by myself and not have a single hit, I'm never going to do it on stream. Because, yeah, I feel like it's kind of sad to have backseating completely banned from your channel, because that's a good source of communication.
I think that I just fully agree. I don't know why I started with I think. I don't understand and this is for some reason I'm just gonna talk about all the Twitchisms I see. One of the things that I feel like people take for granted is like people will be they'll be like, oh well, you can't, like, people ban people if they spoil something, right? I
Hmm.
understand if somebody's being a heinous asshole or has been giving multiple things. Like somebody who just comes in and accidentally says something, and
Yeah.
immediately hit him with that bop.
Yeah,
But
obviously to a degree. To a degree. I remember that one time I played Nino Kuni and I just came across a puzzle and I had to think about how to resolve it. And someone just came in the chat and just posted the answer. That's not backseating, that's just ruining the game. Because you're not gonna see me solve the problem or even try. It just gave me the answer just like that. And that's not fun. That's not fun. But any tips are like, if you want to tell me about, oh, you're gonna miss this item, or oh, you could try this, but it's gonna do more damage. I think that's really
yeah,
cool.
I think that's definitely a separation also between backseating and spoilers.
Hmm.
Um, Backseating I view as like, oh, you missed an item, or did you try this combo, or what weapon did you use? Spoilers are like John dies at the end, or whatever.
Yeah,
Like, oh,
and that sucks.
what is the best stream that you've had, Nef?
I think the best stream I had, even up to this day, was my birthday stream of last year. There was a lot of people here and lots of love, honestly, going on. And we did party games, and so many people wanted to participate, and that was so much fun. And I'll do something again when my birthday hits in October. Actually, when my birthday hits, I'm gonna play Mario.
Really?
I'm saying it right here, right now.
Which Mario?
Um, I don't know yet. I do have Super Mario Maker 2. So I feel like it could be a good idea if some people made levels for me to try during that stream.
I have a better idea. Play Mario Sunshine. Only do the Yoshi level.
Maybe I could do both.
That's my ideal Mario stream right there. Just watching you play the Mario level, the Yoshi level. They're really well made, by the way, in case you were wondering. Um. So you've never played Mario? Wait, have you played Mario? Period, or just not? You've never
I
played
did.
Mario?
I did play a lot of Mario, but I think I played just because everybody did. I never really
Oh,
found
so
my
like when
fun.
you were growing up.
Yeah,
But now
I
that's your
played.
own money.
I played the old ones. I played like New Super Mario Bros. On Nintendo DS. This kind of games. I'm gonna make an exception though. I think Mario Kart and Mario Party are out of this.
They're
I think they're
yeah,
good,
they're like
but just fun because you play with people. You play with
yeah.
friends.
I don't even. So when people count those as Mario games, like they are in name, but they don't follow the same premise at all, right?
Hmm.
Um, that's understandable. Like I think Mario Party is actually really fun. Now Mario Kart 8, I mean, you know, I don't get mad at video games.
Unless it's blue shell.
What's this, I honestly, it's not even the blue shells. Though I'm used to the bullshit items and in Mario Kart because it's like a thing that's always been a thing. Like it's always been there. What I don't like is the crazy stats they have in the game now.
Oh yeah.
It's just it really bugs me that you could play way better than somebody, and they're just gonna be outspeed you the whole time. No blue shells or bullshit items needed. They're just gonna be faster
Right.
than you. For some reason, that just really bothers me.
Mm.
And I know that like the different speed tiers have different things that matter more.
Yeah.
And I feel like now you're just making Mario Kart too sweaty for me.
I
I feel
don't know.
like you
I
should
think it's
just I feel
fun.
like you should all be on an even playing field. And it should just be skills and bullshit items.
But trust me, if I'm about to get to the finish line first, and I get a blue shell just before the finish line, I'm gonna be fucking mad.
Oh yeah, no, that's
And that
understandable.
happened to me many times.
But that's like Mario Kart mad. That's not like you never had a chance to pass the person ahead of you ever.
Hmm.
And that's just I don't know. It's just it could just be me, but I've had enough destruction in my life from Mario
Yeah.
Kart 8. Now Mario Party, that's a different story.
You can rage at Mario Party too.
I mean, you can. There's definitely like levels of bullshit, but that's like a board game, and any board game has the whole like roll of the dice, see what happens.
In a way, that's pretty cool because you don't really need skill to play that. Like you can play with your kids and lose to them literally, and I think that's nice.
Yeah, and then cry yourself to sleep.
Yep.
So, what? Back to the streaming questions. I should do like a. We talked about Mario Party. What is the best part of streaming to you?
Already talked about it, but that's communication with my viewers, with my friends. That's the best part of it. Honestly, if streaming had no chat, I would not stream. I wouldn't see the point. So that's really it. I like just connecting with people.
And what is the worst part of streaming to you then?
Bots.
Bots.
Bigphotos.com. Even though I know you love that one.
Love that one. I love the
Yeah.
bigfiles.com.
But sadly, Bree's here to
Yeah, never
keep
can never
you-
let a guy have it, right?
yeah,
And
just keeping
never
you from
let
becoming
a guy
famous.
have it.
And I know. What a shame.
Do you ever watch larger streamers on Twitch or not really?
I used to, but back then I would watch Twitch just like I watched YouTube. It wasn't for. It could be a YouTube video. I would have watched it exactly the same. But now I don't anymore because if I want to stream, usually I want to chat with the streamer. I want to connect with them. And if it's very large people, usually they don't even read the chat most of the time. Or even if they do, they can answer everyone. So I don't really enjoy that. The only streams with a lot of people I watch would be probably when a 14 expansion releases and there's like new raids, and I will watch maybe a few good raiders playing. That's just for like a performance stream, really. But that's it. Yeah, usually it's only small streams.
I think. Would you say then that you think some, and not necessarily all, but some big streamers are out of touch? Because I know like a lot of people will be like, "Oh yeah, the way you get anywhere on stream is to just have fun."
I mean, some of them are really, but you can find out that big streamers can be very different. Some of them do it just for money. Or they're just good at something and people watch even if they're not
Yeah.
nice to people. But actually, some big streamers, they try to keep up with that as much as they can, even though it's impossible, but they try hard to talk to people in the chat. Sadly, most of them don't. And that's why I would, even if I had the chance, I would never like to become this big. That would never be fun for me. Because then you take it as a job, you know? You take
Yeah.
it as a chore.
So I think this may have to be one of those like because I didn't do Twitch before. But, like I tried to watch a bigger streamer I knew forever ago. And I just felt like it so wasn't what I've learned Twitch to be, you know?
Yeah.
Like because I mean, you could do exactly what they did and just play League of Legends and literally just play League of Legends. That was all they were doing. And nothing would happen for you.
Yeah.
And it felt, I don't know, wrong might even be the word. Like, I kind of felt wrong that, like, there was no chat interaction.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they might have been on a voice call with somebody, but, like, there was no chat interaction or even trying, and there wasn't even, like, a premise for it, right? And as you said,
Yeah.
like, Twitch has the chat, and you can interact with your viewers. So, like, just seeing somebody who, yeah, they might be good at a game, but literally putting 5% of the effort in. Like, they had a camera, and they were playing League of Legends. Boom.
Exactly.
No attention to chat. Not even talking to the people most of the time. Like literally not even like talking at them. Just literally just like I'm playing League of Legends and hanging out.
And some of those people, they have hundreds of thousands of viewers, which is insane. And I'm not quite sure what people like about these streams. Just because the person is good at games, there's other people who are good at games and they're small and they can chat with
Yeah.
you.
Well, that's what I think. There are some people who are rather large who are a lot better about things. Whether it's actually trying to read, trying to gauge, like, I'm sure there's another skill where it's like you read 50 chat messages and you try to take an opinion of a room or you cut something into there. I know there are the people out there that do that. It's just there are also people who actively try to entertain an audience, right? It's not just excuse me, sorry. It's not just playing a game, but I don't know. It's like living in a different world. I mean, I guess it's just like anything else in the world, right? Though, like I live in a very different world than the 1% of America.
Right.
So, I guess it might be a good time to do some audience questions. 1 second, I need to pull this up. My brain is really just. Some days my brain is working, and other days it's not. I almost feel like I got sun today, except for I did not get sun. Okay, we have. How did I even do that? I just pulled up a whole nother. As I was telling you, my brain wasn't working. I pulled up a whole nother just chat window. I didn't pull up the questions. I literally pulled up another chat window. I'm a fucking professional. That's why. All right, here we go. We have the actual questions now. Can he do it? we're saving that one. Agent Spacely would like to know, what mythical creature do you wish existed in real life?
The Phoenix. That's an obvious one. Phoenix is also a big part of my stream theme, my channel theme. I love the Phoenix. Or the Firebird. Sometimes like it's called the Firebird. I think it's just majestic, and it's always been one of my favorite summons in Final Fantasy games. And yeah, it's just a beautiful creature.
Rebecca Draws would like to know, what food from France do you miss the most?
French cheese. That's an easy one as well. So I miss French cheese.
What are French cheeses?
Well, the thing is, you can find some of those French cheese in America, but they just don't taste the same. I do miss salmon pizza too. My wife is right. I was very surprised when I came here that salmon pizza is not a thing.
Yeah, that sounds utterly disgusting. But do continue. What's on a salmon pizza then? Does it have French cheese?
Yeah, it does. I mean, there's plenty of different kinds. You can mix it however the fuck you want, you know? And no, it's really good. It's super good. I swear it's good. You guys just don't know it. You haven't tasted it. It's
My
really
wife would probably like it. Have you ever had Nova lox or like a lox sandwich? Like smoked salmon. They generally serve it on a bagel with toasted with cream cheese and some capers. She likes that. I can't eat it. I can't do. I'm not a very big seafood eater, so any adventurous seafood, which I mean, obviously, it doesn't sound like you would find salmon pizza adventurous in France, but in my small world mindset, where New York is the whole world, salmon pizza is adventurous.
It is.
Caspian, I would like to know.
That sounds disgusting. No, it's good. You have no idea.
Caspian, I would like to know, when are you getting your third cat?
We don't plan on getting a third cat at all, because I mean, in the first place, I don't want to divide my attention between them. Like my cat it's my cat. I don't want to spend 50% of the time with one cat and 50 with the other. So it's already hard enough to have two of them.
I think that's a
Well,
really good answer, actually.
because Lola is too old as well, but that's not my main reason. I don't want to have too many animals because I don't have time to love any of them properly.
No, you want to spend time and love the cats you have.
Yeah.
Caspiana would like to know, is there a career path you didn't take that still interests you?
Yes, but I would not do it now. Basically, I did start a Japanese master a long time ago. Well, I didn't even really start it. I just got into the school and I got everything set up. And then I broke all that for a girl back then, which obviously I'm not with anymore. And I had to cancel those studies to go with her, and I think that was a mistake. But yeah, I wouldn't do that anymore. But if I followed that path, I would be in Japan today. But on the other hand, I wouldn't be with my wife, so I have no regrets.
So this is the first audience question that is kind of a physical challenge. Agents basically would like to know if you would please shake your hair like Fabio.
Like who?
Like Fabio.
I don't know who that is.
Fabio is
Yeah.
like a famous supermodel or something. He just does like a hair flip, I think. I have no idea.
But yeah, I do have long hair if you can see it.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's why he wanted you to do it. Like I can't like even explain who Fabio is good because I don't know Fabio lore.
I know some people get shot because usually with the way I wear my headset, people don't even see I have long hair. Especially as I have like black shirts, so even if they're like down here, they don't see it.
And
But
your
yeah,
chair is black too, so it's not even like there's anything. I know you have black hair, but black hair, I know you have long. Man, I'm doing great today. I know you have long hair, but that's because I know you have long hair. That's not because I see it. There we go.
Yeah.
Brianna would like to know, if you could travel anywhere in the world, where would it be?
Japan. Next.
Japan next. Basically would like to know what the perfect video game would look like to you.
Hey, we answered that pretty much earlier.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I didn't know if like there was anything like different. Basically wants to know if you guys can hang out.
Where and to do what?
His favorite is TwitchCon and to do Twitch things. That's my usual guess. And a proper answer is not if I start making money off Twitch.
Honestly, sure. Why not?
Caspiana would like to know, how did I skipped this question earlier because I would have explained it, but how did we meet, Nef? How did we meet?
You and I?
Yeah, she wants to know, Caspiana.
What, Caspiana and I, or you and I?
No, me and you. Zell and Nef. How did this thing become a thing?
You want me to be honest? It's been so long, I don't even remember.
I specifically remember how we met.
I don't.
So
I honestly don't.
We met on CPox's stream way back when he started playing Final Fantasy VIII. And I remember...
Who is that?
I don't know. They as far as I know, they're dead, but I don't always keep up with things. And I followed you randomly and then came into your stream and hung out for a little bit. This might have been like right as you got affiliated.
I don't even think I knew that.
Yeah, no, I followed you from there and then I came into your stream. So I guess your perspective probably would have been like I randomly dropped in your stream. If you did remember, you'd be like, oh yeah, one day he just came by. I was playing whatever fucking Final Fantasy I was playing at that point.
And then I went to check you out and I followed you and I quickly became a mod. I remember that. What were you playing at the time?
Cuphead, probably? I don't know. It was so long ago.
I think you were playing Bloodborne.
Was it Bloodborne?
Either Bloodborne or Neo.
I only played Neo for like a stream or two because nobody liked it. and I didn't have confidence in myself to keep playing a game that nobody liked. Now, if I started playing Neo, you guys better watch out, because I got a trifecta of samurai games.
Space Police are right through me. Damn it.
I mean, usually. Betty would like to know what a tame insult in French is.
Can you repeat that?
Betty wants to know a tame insult in French.
Tame insult.
Yes.
What kind of insult would that be?
So, like a kind of like a dummy or stupid, probably like a very like lowered down insult. Not like some of the worst.
Probably t'es con, because you're just stupid, basically.
Okay, how about an offensive insult from Spacely? Make him shed a tear. You can even at him with this.
Is that okay to say this on stream? Maybe let's keep it till kind of soft, but say connard, probably.
Does Konami mean what I think it does?
What do you think it means?
The cunt word?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. You're like, I can't say this on stream. I'm just gonna wait to see if Zell translates for me.
I don't want to take the blame. Yeah, you're welcome.
Rebecca wants to know, are Nef and Zeph, which is Phil and Lil?
Absolutely.
Okay, now you're gonna have to explain to me what Phil and Lil are, because this is your turn. What's Phil and Lil?
It's like the yin and the yang, We're like opposite, but there's one thing that keeps us friends.
Oh, Final Fantasy X.
Yes.
Caspiana would like to know, what is your favorite color and why is it green?
Honestly, green is probably the color I hate the most. I'm sorry. Blue is my favorite color.
Right. So I
hate green. Exceptions, I like Link's outfit in green. It's good. It looks nice. Okay.
So
and I like green eyes.
I have a couple of questions that kind of go together. One's the last question I was asked. One's the first question I was asked, and I might have skipped. So, Zeph, I'll ask both of them in a row, and then you can explain this. All right. So Zeph would like to know, why is Mipha best girl Kappa?
Mipha is best girl because
no. You gotta wait. These are two questions. You have to wait for this. Rebecca wants to know, who is the best partner for Link, and why is it not Mipha? Lol.
They are kind of the same question.
I know they are, which is why I just like the different wording on it. Because one was, why is Mipha best girl Kappa, and you could just go, because she is. The other one is, why do Zelda and Zell? For fuck's sake. Why do Link and Zelda belong together, and why can't Zell's brain work?
I think Zell would be really nice with Link, actually.
Thanks.
I think they fit together really nicely. Yeah. No, seriously. I don't hate Zelda. We're not gonna do this again, Zeph. I don't hate Zelda. But I don't know. Mipha's got my heart. Mipha has the best character in the game for me. And to me, in the cutscenes, it looks like Link loves Mipha, not Zelda. It looks devoted to Zelda to protect her, but I don't see any love relationship between them.
So I have a question. Why does Link not care about the weird anatomy issues going on? Seems like a lot.
Probably because he never had a girlfriend before. I don't know.
He doesn't know what it looks like down there anyway. That's a good answer. Oh, man. Alright, so audience questions are over with. We've had our fun. We picked on you about Mipha. I have no horse in this race other than the anatomy question. One day you're going to have to show a chart. You have some good charts. You have some really good ones. But you're going to have to do a chart of this for me.
Yeah.
So, has there ever been a Twitch controversy that has directly impacted you or caught your attention specifically?
Is the MCA part of that?
Yeah, that would be a Twitch. Oh God.
Then the MCA, because I think the MCA went way too far. I actually got, for example, some of my VOD muted just because you hear the music of the actual game, and I think that's bullshit.
I
I
have
don't
to completely
understand.
agree with you. Just like you can't. So within an extent. So some music games you can play, right? That would just be like, oh, you can play. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What? I'm so confused. Does somebody like ASMR that I don't know about? So. Oh man. Oh man. I can't handle this. I'm very busy. I'm very busy. Nope, I'm good. So some games have like full catalogs of music that might be a little bit ridiculous. The games like
Yeah.
Melody and Memories and stuff. You're really gonna DSE the. Oh man, this is working
Sometimes it's
so
not
hard.
even that. Like, for example, there is one specific music in FF14, but you cannot stream. If you stream this music, you can get a strike for that, even though it's part of the game. It's
See,
part of
that's
the
just
game.
being ridiculous. Like if it's in the game and you're playing the game, I know people who, when they play Kingdom Hearts 1, will mute the opening cutscene, which is
Mm-hmm.
like the cutscene that I specifically paused for and vibed with.
Yeah. Even if it's music that are not in the game, I don't understand, because it's not like you're using this music to make profit out of it. It's not like you're just streaming the music and leaving the channel like that. You're playing on top of it. You're talking. Um, you're not just streaming it for revenue, right? So I think that kind of sucks. I think they went too far with it.
Yeah.
I understand banning someone who's just streaming strictly the music, just
If
so
you have
people can listen to it.
like a radio station set up on your Twitch stream, right?
Yeah,
Like that's
exactly.
clearly not what it's for. But you know, I feel like you can't even use fair use for something. And
Hmm.
even like to an extent, like I feel like fair use would be like if I was like I'm not playing a radio station, but like what I thought about recently is I can't even like share music I enjoy with people. Like it's come
Yeah.
up a couple times where like I was like, oh, there's a song that would relate to this. I can't share that song with you though,
Hmm.
and I just think that there's definitely a lot where like because it's obviously if you're playing a video game, um, it's not the focus of your stream, right? You're not just trying to rip off somebody or a song or whatever, even if it's just in the background.
Hmm.
But that's me. Oh man. I don't know who brought a music expert into conversations involving music, right? Right? I don't know what is your opinion on ads on Twitch?
I don't like them. I think it sucks that you are locked behind an ad to watch someone you want to watch, or just to discover somebody. Let's say, for example, you know what, you want to watch a FF10 stream. I don't know why I'm picking FF10. It's random.
Oh yeah, so random.
You want to watch FF10 stream, and there's no one on that's streaming it, but you know. So you're gonna explore Twitch, and you're gonna click on somebody, but oh, there's an ad. And then 30 seconds later, you find out that, oh, it's not the kind of content you want to watch. So you're going to click on another one. Oh, another ad. So it makes it hard to be discoverable, I guess.
So here's my
And
thing about it though, right? I feel like that's just a weird thing about Twitch culture where people just can't sit through 30 seconds of an ad where you'll watch it on YouTube and so people will watch multiple 30-second ads on YouTube for one video, but they
mhm,
can't sit through 30 seconds of one ad coming into a stream and then have unless the streamer runs an ad, the rest of the stream no ads. But like I also get like I don't know. It's I think it's just really weird because you're gonna get an ad, right?
yeah.
So if you go to a new channel, whether it's FF10, don't know why you'd go there, or whether it's Ender Lilies or anything, you know you're getting an ad, and that's the part that bugs me about it. Because, like, I feel like if people could just get over that, then, you know.
Well, to me, that whole struggle is that sometimes you don't know which channel you want to watch. So you're going to click on many channels. So if you have an ad every time, it makes it kind of hard to find the person you want to watch.
That's
as
fair.
simple as that. Then if you're just going to watch one specific streamer that you're not sub to, and you know you have 30 seconds when you go there, that's fine. It's not a big deal. I really don't mind that. But when you want to find someone new, it can be a struggle sometimes.
I mean, I don't mind ads, and I still have Twitch Turbo, so I don't have to watch any ads.
And honestly, what do we earn from ads?
Oh, that's the thing too. Like, it's nothing. Like, I run ads. Most people know I run ads to try to get rid of pre-roll ads. For people who are coming
numbers
in,
on that.
because brand new people will leave. Like when I go take a piss. But like I run more ads than most people I know, and I don't get anything. And yeah, bigger streamers get a lot from ads, but that's because of like there's so many people, right? And then also like it's more acceptable because they're big, right? Whereas like somebody who goes into your channel can't sit through a 30-second ad. Like, I don't know. I just think
even for bigger streamers, they don't earn that much compared to their subs or their bits or their donations or anything like that. It can be thousands, but they're gonna get way more than that in everything else.
If I ever had thousands of views, I would insist nobody sub to me, and I would just take ad breaks.
Yeah,
like intentional planned ad breaks where I stop my content and I was like, listen. Not that anybody would listen to me.
Yeah.
Is there anything you're trying to improve on your streams? Game choice, technology, anything like that?
Game choice, not really. I used to try to do that, but I just figured that picking a game for the viewers is not usually the best way to go. Because if you don't truly enjoy the game, you're not going to be entertaining, right? And people are not going to want to watch you. That's as simple as that. You need to enjoy it yourself in the first place. I think it's the most important thing. What I try to always be the best about is actually not my own stream, is supporting others as much as I can. And yeah, trying to go to their stream. If I come to mine, I think it's normal that I go to theirs. You know?
I do
and
know.
I just know the back of it. I know if people only lurk sometimes, you have no one to talk to. And sometimes I do feel bad for just leaving a lurk, because I'm like, I could be there and chatting with them, and they could be entertaining the whole stream, right? Based on the conversation that I could have with them. And so I try to be better about that.
I think
the past couple of months I've been really AFK from chats, like much more than before. And I was like, that kind of sucks, because when it happens to me, I'm like, well, I wish they would chat. So I try to do the same thing.
I think it's like a hard thing to balance. And even as the streamer in the situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I will tell anybody and everybody knows I have like an extensive soundboard at this point. Do you know how much less often when the chat's not rolling, I even think to click a button? Like, it's probably dumb. like honestly, it's insane. Like how like less vibed I am if chat's slow. Like it's hard, especially like working your way up to try to get to some point, whatever that existential point is.
Yeah,
where you do have chat, and then you'll have the days where it's just like. And I think the only reason I even sort of got over it a little bit is because I started having a lot of days like that when I switched my schedule. But it's hard.
Yeah.
It's also hard to
feel like a stream without chat is not a stream. It's basically a YouTube video that's live.
I mean, it is, which is I guess that's part of the reason why it's like a lot of the time people would be less entertaining. Like I know I'm less entertaining when chat's just dead. Like end of story. Like I am. and that if I don't just straight up get sad, which nobody's ever seen me do before, that's never happened. It's hard.
And I think it's especially hard for people who start streaming. People who have like one viewer. Sometimes it's just one lurker. They have no one. But if they want to get people in their streams, they need to act like there's people in the chat. They need to show that they can be entertaining. And it's hard to do that when there's actually nobody.
I think it's really hard to do that for so long, and then to finally get away from that and have more people, and then have people slow down or leave or get busy, and then not be able to come in, and then it's like, because it's not even now just like, okay, yeah, you did it before, but then the questions start going like, well, what did I do wrong, et cetera, et cetera. Have you ever had an idea for a stream or like a concept just completely bomb?
No, honestly, no. Not really. I'm not gonna make up an answer, no.
I mean, that's good though.
Mm.
I've definitely I've had like one specifically, right? And this does a lot of these questions are just like, I don't know what I was thinking when I wrote them, but this one I remember like a bigger stream I had where it was like a X number of followers or something, and I like came up with a whole thing, and it just bombed so hard. I wrote these questions when I was hurt. I mean,
he was hurt.
it was seriously like I came up with like this whole thing, and so everybody was busy that day, and then I was really put off. Really put off trying new things. And I still think whenever I do something, I'm like, people are gonna hate this. Nobody's gonna like this. If you could go back to when you started streaming and give yourself one piece of advice about streaming, what would it be?
Honestly, I wouldn't give myself any advice. I like the way I came here by myself or with some help of people actually. But I like learning. Like making mistakes is not terrible as long as you overcome it and you don't do it again. So
like when your ideas bomb? Sorry.
I would literally not give myself any advice. I think it's good that I just started as a beginner. I didn't know anything about streaming and I got where I am and I'm happy enough. So I wouldn't change anything.
I think you're one of the people who, as far as like viewership and stuff, I can relate a lot to. You had to change your schedule. That sucks, you know. Like, and then you go up and down and all around, and well, obviously, I'll have more numbers behind it a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Definitely relate to seeing like you grow and get to a point, and then get knocked down, and then have to try to get back up again, and every time I feel like it's a little bit harder to, I don't want to say overcome, but at the same time I guess like get back up to be like, oh, that doesn't bother me like that, Yeah. I've definitely thought about just being like, I'm done. Probably for no reason, but I have. What is coming up on your channel that we should be excited about other than Ender Lilies?
Why do you say other than Ender Lilies?
Because we all know we should be excited about Ender Lilies. That's why. Sorry.
I do have plans to stream the Zeldas I could not play before. So Wind Waker and Twilight Princess. And I'm very excited to play those. It's going to be my first time. And I'm going to be mostly blind. I watch people a little bit streaming it, but I have no clue what to do in the game. So that's going to be new for me. And I'm also going to do Persona 5, which I got recently. And my friend Alex, who you know, who made a couple of things for you, I believe, he wants to make me a whole new set of graphics just for that game because he loves it so much.
Fuck yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to do
Alex
that.
is really good stuff.
Yeah, I'm lucky that he's my friend.
So Why should we go to a Nefael Yunalesca stream? Unisesca. Oh my god, sorry, the sus just came out of my mouth. Why should we go to a Nefael stream? Sell your stream to us.
Why shouldn't you? That is not live. What else are you gonna do?
Got him. Professional answer. I love it.
No, seriously, just if you wanna just hang out with someone who's human, who just wants to connect with other people, that's basically what I do. I tried in the background to do some good gameplay. Sometimes I fail, but sometimes I like success. So we can do both at the same time.
I think you were actually also just really good at RPGs in general. Like, I don't know if I don't search out. Okay, I won't say, but I don't know anybody else who's just better at RPGs in general than you are.
I don't even know if there's such thing as being good at RPGs. It's just, I guess, that I'm knowledgeable about Final Fantasy and this kind of games because I've played them.
Maybe that's it. I have no. You do the research though. Like, it matters. It does matter though when you play and you've done your research and you do it. Whereas like then I'll just run in there like, oh, I can't beat him up with my sword enough. Fuck this game, Zelda 2. You belong in the trash. All right. It is time for the coup de grace. Are you ready for your unmasking moment, Mr. Nefeal? I can do this properly. There, I do have it done properly. Would you like to be unmasked?
I would like to. Sure.
I have to show Lola. You can show Lola first. That is up to you. Show Lola first or after?
First. If wife is bringing her to me.
It doesn't work in the scene. Ooh. She's right. Oh, no, I fixed it. I actually had fixed it. Yo, listen, I would have cried.
I don't know if she's going to come just with the treats, but maybe she will.
Yuna wants those treats.
Oh, Yuna's interested?
Yuna's like, hello? You got some of those for me? Ow.
Got one for you. There we go.
Yuna was all about it.
She doesn't like me carrying her. Okay, she doesn't want me to carry her. It's okay.
Your boyfriend?
We got Yuna here.
Lola said no.
Sorry.
Did she take the treat, though?
On the treat? Oh, there she is. She's going to complain a lot. It's okay. You can have a treat. There is Lola.
Kitty. My cat gets the purrs sometimes. $15 years old. Really? It definitely said it was working. Nobody can hear you, by the way. This is not my final. He said that the cat is 15 years old and she wants to run away. Oh my, why is it doing this? I hate everything right now. Let me fix it. It definitely said it was working, by the way. Oh my god. Ugh, I'm so glad that I wanted to show the cat in the full screen. I would have cried. There you go. You should be talking now. Yeah, I know.
Now people can hear me?
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's like,
okay, cool.
It's like a whole thing. Alright. Now we're doing this properly. I don't want to hear that shit. Alright. Let me know when you're ready to be unmasked.
Oh, I am ready. Okay, so Trophies, I don't really have a mask. I'm pretty much on Twitch like I am in real life. And just remember something. Don't troll me though. Just remember something. Lots of people on Twitch are here just because they want to meet people, they want to connect with people. Don't be forced to give subs. Don't be forced to give bits. If you're here, it's already more than enough. Okay. You don't have to go out of your way. You can lurk. You can do anything. You don't have to make every stream possible. All right. But if you want to show support and you can always do it, it's okay. Even if you come just once a week, it's okay. If you come once a month, it's okay. There's no need to give money or anything. What we enjoy above all is just spending time with you. That's it. That's all I had to say.
It's worked. Speaking of subs, I literally just had a weird moment where I wasn't on the right scene to switch back because I made my. I added so much stuff. I don't know if I want to like. There's so much stuff I added. Did you know I can do this with a hit of a button? I did, but I just found out how to do it. And then there's timers on my stream deck now. I'm like a child. I swear to God. Not just because people have told me that I'm like a child, but because I know. Wait, do this one and not here. We'll do that and this. There we go. That'll fix the whole thing. So, thank you so much for agreeing to be on today. I need to get rid of this kitty cam now.
Thank you for inviting me.
It got very pixelated and purple. Appreciate it. It was good to chat you up about everything and anything. And decided to not talk too long about Final Fantasy VIII, even though it's a game that we both enjoy.
We tried.
I think the segment was too short, but that's okay. Seriously, though, definitely go check out Nef. RPG player extraordinaire. He won't sell it. He won't sell it, but he's really good at RPGs, and he's really, really good at Final Fantasy XIV.